For years now, the Ford Mondeo has been one of the most popular family cars on the market, and when you look closely, it's easy to see why. It's spacious, practical, well built, good to drive, and relatively affordable. But times are changing, and while some consumers have got one eye on driving dynamics and practicality, there's a new breed that's also looking at the environment, and that's exactly where this comes in, the Ford Mondeo Estate Vignale Hybrid. Now, for those of you not familiar with the Vignale tag, it refers to the upper end of the Mondeo family, so slightly sleeker looking, more luxurious inside, and comprehensive equipment list. Essentially, it's Ford's attempt to sugarcoat one of their products to tempt buyers away from premium badges like Mercedes and BMW. But as it's now offered in hybrid form, has it done enough to tick all the boxes? Now, as I said earlier, this being a Vignale, it's a car designed to have a premium feel to it. And while it does feel a lot more polished than a regular Mondeo, it can't quite compete with the more expensive German rivals. Now, there are some nice touches in the cabin, like the brushed metal around the center console, or the chrome around the dials, or even the piano black gloss. But there are elements of penny pinching, like the cheap plastics that are on show, or even the air vents, which feel a little flimsy. Having said that, this is a Mondeo, so there's plenty of adjustment on the seat and steering wheel, so finding the right driving position is an absolute doddle, and all-round visibility is excellent too. It's also extremely spacious. Not only can you have it as this estate, but it's available as a four-door saloon, and you can fold down the rear seats to extend things further. Make note though that in the boot of the hybrid there is a slightly raised floor because of the batteries, so you will lose some boot space. We've already touched on the fact that the Vignale is well equipped. All models get DAB radio, electric heated seats, leather of course, satellite navigation, and an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. For the hybrid, Ford has paired the naturally aspirated 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine with an electric motor. That means it pumps out 184 brake horsepower and 173 newton meters of torque. That makes it good for 0 to 60 in around 9 seconds and a top speed of 116 miles per hour. It's also matched to a continuously variable transmission, which can be a bit whiny when you put your foot down. Now, the Mondeo is best known for being a well-balanced large family car that's well suited to life on the motorway as well as poodling around town. But with Ford adding the weight of the hybrid system and the low roll resisting tyres, it has changed the characteristics of the car. The Mondeo hybrid doesn't feel as sharp as a conventionally powered sibling. The steering is heavier and the ride can be a little bit more roly-poly when you're pushing it through the corners, and that means you're going to lose grip. Overall, the driver engagement in a standard Mondeo is better. Where most people will hope to make up money is with the change to a hybrid powertrain, and Ford claims it'll return around 58.9 miles per gallon and emit 108 grams per kilometre of CO2. Now, it's not a plug-in hybrid, so to replenish the battery, the Mondeo uses regenerative braking to recover the kinetic energy normally lost in the process. For a Mondeo, the Vignale isn't cheap. Prices start at just over £31,000, and that's before you start adding any optional extras. Ultimately, the final decision will be all about that badge. While the Mondeo makes sense from a financial point of view, it's still hard to argue a case for it against such formidable opposition. Yes, it's well equipped and spacious, but it doesn't drive in the same manner as its premium rivals, and the savings you get from opting for the hybrid aren't really enough to make it truly justifiable.